So, today we're going to be doing something a little bit different that I've wanted to do for a little while now, but, just time constraints and the general dread of having a bigger project like this. Today I want to talk about Assassin's Creed Shadows. And I know, better late than never though. Honestly, just to preface the whole uh I guess just to preface everything as a whole, I had a good time. I really did. I loved playing this game for a lot of different reasons. That being said, I had a lot of complaints, and there were a lot of different things that I wasn't sure if I wanted to go down this route of making a video about it, because I was just so conflicted. There was so much that I was seeing that was wrong about the game. Just, there were a lot of people that didn't give it enough credit for the visuals, the sound design, the exploration, everything. But I feel like the shortcomings that they claimed the game had weren't the shortcomings that I had with it, but I still had some pretty significant upsides and downsides. So the first thing I want to talk about is the visuals. As a whole, this game is absolutely astonishing. I just got a pretty decent PC setup, nothing super major, but enough that I could turn all of the graphics up to their highest potential and still have a good time. Had no lag, no delay, barely any glitches. At the start there are some like minor tiny visual glitches for me that I didn't notice in any other footage afterward when I was watching other people play. The second thing that I want to talk about is the environment. The environment is absolutely gorgeous. It's one of the best that I've seen as an installment in an Assassin's Creed game and as its own standalone title. It's just really, really good. There's so much love that's put into it, and it's so well thought out. And I love the dynamics with the seasons changing and how if you're in winter, there's a lot less vegetation. A lot of people don't notice that when they first start playing, and I had to look it up later on. But yes, there is less vegetation overall to hide in, so stealthing in the snow is actually a lot less convenient. They make it more so. And then the snow itself has a little bit of a slowing effect, especially if you're playing as Naue as opposed to Yasuke. I also like that the changing of the seasons will refresh all of the resources on the map. Say if you've gone in and you've cleared out a fort, there is a system where you're able to use your scouts that are assigned to you to pick up more resources from these big caches. They're scattered all over the world. You don't actually get access to those resources once you pick them up until the season changes, which only happens after you've progressed a certain amount through either a quest line or if you go and fast travel after a certain quest line. Sometimes the time that it takes to fast travel there will actually trigger the cutscene to change seasons. It's really cool, and every time it plays, I just let it play out because it's so pretty. The biggest gripe that I have with the environment is the fact that they've made it a lot less navigatable. I don't know how to say that word. You guys just forgive me. I'm not a writer. I just make videos. But they make the map a lot less fun to navigate through. Let's just say that. I really like the combat and I like the environment, and I don't hate the time that it takes to get to and from different locations for different quests. I actually feel that sometimes it's a little bit more rewarding, especially in comparison to installments like Valhalla. I still feel like the map is a little bit too big. I had the same complaint with Valhalla where it felt bigger and emptier than it should have for something that's claiming to be an open world. I know that a realistic open world is not something that's not in demand, but it's not really what all of us are looking for. We're not looking for the empty space in between where we just gawk at the new graphics and the upgraded engine and visuals that they have. I like the different customizations, but it doesn't really distract from that fact. It's just empty, you know. It, there are some exploration options and optional missions that I noticed that are really good, but it doesn't really make up for the fact that it takes, 10 to 15 minutes to navigate there without fast travel. There is a small gripe that I had with the game, and it's really just for me. It's not something that anybody else has really had a huge problem with from what I've seen. But for exploration and for navigating to your regular objectives, both side quests and main quests, you'll have to kind of do some guesswork on the map based on clues that your mission gives you. So, it'll say that your target on the map is near a specific settlement or has been in a certain camp nearby a specific region, and you kind of have to map out where they might be. And when you're on the higher difficulty with exploration, you have to use scouts in order to do that. But as I said, those same scouts are used for your resource caches when you go and pick them up from forts. So they're actually a valuable resource that you don't really want to use every time you want to navigate to a new objective. So I ended up ultimately turning that off, and it felt a lot more free like the other Assassin's Creed games, like Odyssey. I would heavily compare this game to that one, which I don't feel like is a horrible thing. I haven't been the biggest fan of all these heavy RPG style Assassin's Creeds, but I do feel like this is a step in the right direction for that type. The culture is really nice. I do like the characters. I feel like the voice acting could use a little bit of work, and I wouldn't want to listen to it in Japanese because I'm not Japanese. So it just makes sense. I would want to hear the English version, and Ubisoft is a company that's known for their excellent English versions, especially with some of the old Assassin's Creeds. I also have a gripe with the fact that they've taken away the follow road or follow to objective button when you're on mounts. I know some people saw it as just like a cop out, but when you're in a game this big with so much to navigate around, it's honestly best to know exactly where on the road you need to go. Because sometimes the marker doesn't point you exactly the route that you need to take. Or it will stop before you get to a certain point because you're not able to navigate to it from where you are. And overall, I spent a lot of time with this game. I spent well over 60 hours trying to love this game, and there is so much to love about it. But honestly, I never finished the game, and I couldn't tell you that it's worth the $70 that I paid for it. It's just not that good. Honestly, like I said, all in all, I had a lot of fun with the game. I loved a lot about the game, and I really thought that the story and the characters, the world that they've built with all this culture and all these different secrets and hidden collectibles in the world, all these cool NPCs you can interact with, I really had a good time with it, mostly because I could see the potential of where it is going. And if it's not for you, I can totally understand because after that long, doing all the side stuff and not actually completing the overall story or having the drive to, I can understand if it's not for you. It didn't really capture my attention as much as I wanted it to, considering I am a huge fan and have been of the series for years. But that's just my honest opinion, guys. If you like this sort of videos, you can give this a like, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and give me any suggestions you might have for videos like this if you like this kind of content. I didn't really script it ahead of time, and it might be a little bit messy, but I wanted to really put something out about something that I really like. And Assassin's Creed has always been a huge part of why I play video games, and why some of them are better to me than some of my favorite movies. But I'm gonna let you guys go and let you watch the last few minutes of the video of me just having fun and killing people and just enjoying what the game had to offer at that time. Thank you very much, and let me know what you think in the comments. Bye.
I sent myself.
Leave now, or I will act.
I do not answer to you.
That's unbecoming of a samurai.
I got you
I sensed a foul presence.
My eyes playing tricks.
Be careful now.
I will. Many clans. Oda, Matsunaga, Tsutsui, even Akiyama. Go! Kill them! This will be... Savages! If you must, use my knife to spare the others.
I can't enter this kofu, but Yasuke can.
evade peace, I'll wage war. You again. I have no time for visitors. I'm about to declare war on my enemies.
Peace is still possible.
I sought stolen, with no hope of getting it back. The Akiyama clan, they took it.
The thieves wore their colors, yes. But it does not mean Lady Ayako gave the order.
If not her,
I do not know. But you have the...
I dislike your tone. But I will overlook it given your apparently good service. I won't forget.
I must get to Kofukuji Temple. Attend... I must remain on my guard.
Spare your blood! The peace talks will be held inside. Yamato's leaders are all here.
Our target, too.
Lord Junke and Lady Ayako. No love lost for each other. Nor anyone else from what I can tell. As for the Hokyo, I am unsure. I do not know what lurks beneath.
The Shinbakufu must strike. They'll want to stop the Peace Alliance.
I will attend the ceremony. Watch from within. What role will you take?
On the outside in the shadows.
As always.
I need a vantage point, so I can get a good view.
Try not to trip on your way up.
I should get to the high point. I need to see what they're up to.
Ready your weapons. Get into position. When our target falls, so too does any chance of peace.
Monks talking with Akiyama warriors. Akiyama warriors armed with teppu? I must get closer.
What is it now? All clear. Report.
That Ashigaru. I have to stop him before he fires at his target.
Nothing.
You are a mystery, Kojiro.
Doesn't matter what I am, my friend. Different motives, same ends.
What ends would those be?
You're about to find out.
You bring me here to have me killed?
If I wanted you dead, you would be.
Not another step. You're bickering for Stoll's peace. Assuming one of you does not follow another agenda.
Not this again. The darkness in Yamato.
Darkness? Are you blind? It is her! Well said, Lord Junke. I've had my suspicions all this time.
And I mine. One of you three is not who they seem.
3? It cannot be me. I work for peace.
Lord Nobunaga made a rare mistake in giving Yamato to you. Did his death bring you grief or relief?
Yasuke is right. The traitor Junke has deceived us all. Fool! Quick! Show your blade at the monk! There's a method to my tricks. You lied to me!
He lied to us all!
The truth is an ugly thing. Cut them down where they stand. Start with the giant. Head in a sack.
Joken's run.
I will follow when Lord Junke and Lady Ayako are sick.
Hana in my heart.
So much for the fiery determination of the ambitious.
Enjoy this moment, farm girl. One day,
Where is the box?
stop wasting my time. I remember that song. He beckons me.
Another target.
Perhaps now, Yamato.
You doubt it?
It is too easy to blame one man for... You and I know the madness and greed runs deeper. Even with them dead,
We have to believe that. We give them a chance. What they do with...
perhaps
So...
gone.
Then I hope he's at rest, the troublemaker. This T-bow. The rough edges are beautiful.